I bet you I can. Challenge is accepted. Now to clone you, I needed to figure out exactly where you were. I saw you laying down by a star that says Michael Jackson on the star. With a little research on Google, I found the Michael Jackson star in Los Angeles, California on Hollywood Boulevard. So I took my cloning kit in my hand and drove 6 hours from Arizona to Los Angeles, California. I had no idea, but there was 2,700 different stars, so I knew this was gonna be extremely hard to find. But you know me, I never give up, and I'm gonna find the star that you lick so I could swab your DNA right off the side. Once I was at the stars, I examined every single star for the next 3 hours until I was able to find the Michael Jackson star. This took way longer than I thought. But I was there on a mission to find the Michael Jackson star and was not gonna stop until I absolutely find it. At this point, I was extremely stressed out from walking 17 blocks of stars, and I couldn't find the Michael Jackson star up until finally I found the Michael Jackson star that you licked, and it was time to examine it with my optical lens to make sure that your DNA was still on it. And yes, it was on it. I then took my DNA Q-tip and did a wide, broad swab to make sure I get every single piece of DNA off there so I can clone you in my DNA laboratory. I then put your DNA in my chemical grade DNA tube, and for an extra level of security, I put it inside my DNA protective case and headed back to my laboratory 6 hours away in Arizona. Back at the lab, it was time to clone your DNA, so I took it outside my protective case and my assistant handed me an agar plate. I then carefully put your DNA Q swab inside the agar plate and put cytochrome 437 solution right on top. I then took out my $10,000 microscope and put the DNA underneath. After a few adjustments, I had my assistant look at it underneath the microscope, and he said it looked absolutely amazing and ready to be cloned. That's what DNA looks like underneath a microscope. Check it out. Now comes the fun part. My assistant handed me blue magnesium oxide, and I put it on top of the DNA. Using a medical syringe, I extracted the good DNA into the syringe and placed it inside my microcentrifuge tube. Once the good DNA was fully immersed in the tube, I then placed it inside my microcentrifuge. What a microcentrifuge does is spins at rapid speeds to separate the density of the liquids inside the tube. So the good DNA will be on the bottom, the bad DNA will be on the top. I let my microcentrifuge spin for 45 days straight until the DNA was completely erected and cloned. This is you after 44 days. You are a little membrane, and if everything goes correctly, soon I will have you for myself.